Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight we will continue reading Animorphs number 9, The Secret by K.A. Applegate. Now, you might be wondering, Jash, where were you on Friday? Why didn't you have this out a few days ago? Well, I was feeling sick, under the weather. My bird Loki died on Tuesday of last week, and I've been like this bundle and mix of emotions. So, ta-da! So yeah, and today I got this out really late. One, because Death Stranding came out. Now I can't actually play the game. I don't have the system, and even if I had the system, I don't have the hand controls, and my computer is not made to play those games. And then I had 4 new decks, mostly affirmation decks. One that's like an affirmation oracle deck, and I know that would make me sound crazy, but I'm a woman in my early 30s doing a dramatic reading of a young adult series, and I blog about crazy stuff, and I do fan fiction. So I'm like, if you didn't already know I was crazy, saying I'm into tarot and runes and shit, that's really not going to sway your opinion. At least I doubt it. But anyways, let's get to the dramatic reading. Dun 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 dun! Making sure everything's correct, even though I should have done this 20 more times before I start filming, but hey, yeah. Anyways, we would go that very night. We were supposed to use the afternoon to deal with chores and family stuff and homework. Try it sometime. Try doing homework when you think you may be going to your doom in a few hours. Try concentrating on math when you're thinking you have to turn into a termite and sneak into a heavily defended building. Good luck! I went out to the barn. My dad was out there, making his rounds. He didn't need my help, but he didn't say no either. Did you finish your homework? Mostly. I added another lie to the pile I'd already had to tell. I was going to take a closer look at your skunk from last night. She was very agitated, so I had to give her a mild sedative. It's a female? Yep. My father carried the cage into the little side room he uses to examine the patients. I used the skunk from her cage and cradled her out to the examination table. She seemed very calm now, but it was an unnatural, drugged calm. The night before, my dad had bandaged the wound, and now he carefully removed the gauze. The sight of the burn made me wince, even though I've seen hundreds of injured animals. That's the sound my dad makes when he's examining something interesting. Pa. I don't know why. He just does. Weird. Very unusual. I cannot for the life of me guess what caused this burn. It's too neat. Too clean. The only good thing is, whatever caused it was so hot it partially cauterized the tissue. Muscle damage? Or is it just superficial? I asked. My dad glanced at me and smiled. It's mostly fur and skin that were burned. I see some moderately severe damage in the shoulder here. Much deeper, and the spine would have been burned. But she'll live. I wish I could say as much for her kits. Her what? She has babies? Yeah, I'd say probably about 6, 7 weeks old. She has babies out there somewhere in the woods? My dad started applying a new bandage. Cassie, you know nature plays rough, but they're too young to survive on their own, aren't they? I can't be sure, he said, not looking at me. It occurred to me then that sometimes maybe he lied to me, too, for my own good, or because of what he thought was my own good. They're sitting in some den wondering where their mother is, I said. They'll starve to death or be eaten by predators. Hand me the scissors, my father said. Yeah, okay, look, I meant to ask you, is it okay if I spend the night at Rachel's tonight? Sure, honey. You know, if your mother says it's okay. Hey, you never asked how my meeting went with the cat food people this morning. We got some additional funding. We talked for a while as we made rounds together, but my heart wasn't in it. I was thinking about some baby skunk somewhere, mewing and crying for their mother. And I was thinking I wish my dad wasn't so quick to let me go to Rachel's. Because, of course, we weren't really having a sleepover. Rachel was going to tell her mom she was spending the night at my house, and Jake would tell his parents a lie, and Marco would tell his father a lie, and we'd all be going into a situation that none of us wanted to be in. I was going to face death that very night. And the last thing I would have said to my father was a lie. I remembered the tunnels of the ants. I remembered them the way I saw them in my nightmares. I never had seen them in reality. Ants don't see very well, and there's no light underground. But in my dreams, I saw everything. I saw the huge, metallic-looking heads of the enemy ants as they crashed through sand walls and locked their massive pincers on me and tried to slice me into pieces. Do you know what it's like to think that you're going to die and never even get back to human form? To believe that you're going to die as an ant, trapped in a hell that no human had ever been to? And now I also saw those little skunk kids, starving, crying out, and with each cry, signaling to some predator. Sweetheart, are you okay? I realized my dad was staring at me. I had been breathing hard, almost crying. There were beads of sweat on my forehead. Yeah, fine, fine, I said quietly. He finished his rounds and left. I stayed behind. I went back to the skunk in her cage. I opened the cage door and put my hand in. I was not wearing a glove. See, you can't acquire DNA if you're wearing gloves. And that's the end of that lovely chapter. I mean, Cassie brings up a really good point. If you're know you're going to be facing certain death in a few hours, how could you do stuff like homework? And if you're an adult like me who's out of college, out of any type of schooling, it's like, how could I know I'm going to, face a fight where I might die and just, casually do the dishes? Like, okay, I'm doing the dishes, laundry, everything's normal. Just in a few hours, I might die. I mean, if I could choose my choice of things to do before I died, cleaning dishes, any other housework would not be on my list. That would be like the furthest thing. Like, God. So Animorphs think they might die, and they're like, yeah, math homework. Great. And as you might have caught on by now, the skunk does become important. Hence, I decided to put it on my cover for Animorphs number 9, while in the books, the cover was a wolf. But the skunk has, God, words escape me. Brain fart. Not as bad as like on Friday or Saturday was like the ultimate brain fart for hours. I was forgetting things yeah. But that's past me now. Anyways, the skunk does have importance to certain subplots, to, some symbolic meanings. I mean, with Cassie, it's not just a skunk. It's not just a female skunk who we now know has, little babies out in the woods. It's also an innocent bystander of something that did not ask to be involved in this struggle, this war against the Yeerks, and yet gets injured because of it. So, yeah, I definitely think that's definitely weighing on her mind, because it isn't just, hey, this squirrel, this skunk that got shot by the Yeerks, just happened. It was because of me that it got shot. It's because of Axe's presence. If you were one of the Animorphs and, it's in high school, and you're going off on a mission where you're going to turn into something terrifying and you think you might die, what would you do? Would you continue to do homework, or would you play a favorite video game, read a book, whatever? What would you do? Keep it PG-13 at the most. Because I know this question of what would you do if you were an Animorphs and you thought you were going to die? That could get really nasty really quick, so PG-13, folks. I've been on the internet more than a moment. Okay, and also comment below whatever you think about this chapter. Maybe something you want to know my opinion on. Comment down below, and remember, no major spoilers. I am hoping against hope that people find out about this Animorphs series via these videos. I know I have a couple of my viewers are like, oh my god, I used to read these back in the day. Yeah. So, thanks. I always get happy when I read one of those. And remember, if you're on the YouTubes, like this video to mess with the YouTube algorithm, to make it more likely that people will see this video. So if you like what I do and you really want to support me, but you can't do so financially, give this video a like. Also, remember to subscribe, because I won't just be reading the entire Animorphs number 9, The Secret by Kay Applegate. I will also be reading the entire Animorphs series. And if you're on my Bloggity blog, please choose the follow by email option, so that you will never again miss out on anything by me. I just don't do these lovely videos. I do long posts. I do fanfics. I do a bunch of stuff there. You will love it. Please love it. Please show me attention my parents never gave me. And I hopefully will have a video out on Friday. If I don't, my Twitter handle is Jashykins, and if something actually happened and there's a reason for the delay, I will pin that tweet to the top so you can just go on there and figure out what's going on. And Until next video, hope you had a great Monday and have an excellent week. And until next video, goodbye. And stream. I clicked in stream and it's like, nope.